You know what's funny? I'm sitting in the chair. How about that? How about this? It's like they knew. It's like they knew. And special thank you, my man, my bro, my home slizzle, Longwood. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, buddy. Pretty sure he fell asleep a few hours ago. Nonetheless, thank you. Hopefully he sees this. I'll have to send it to him. I've heard pretty good things and a few not so great things about this game. And we're going to see how it pans out. Longwood recommended this. Hang on, I don't think I locked my door. Hang on. My bad, bros, my bad. Oh, the waifu just got up. And she got my kid. Taking care of. Turn that off. All right, so, and my door's locked. Excellent. Now, nope, still awake? My dude. Cheers, baby. I'll give you another one. Ah. I'm trying to like find words to articulate how I properly feel, and I don't know because I want to say all the stupid shit with STD and all that other stuff makes me not want to interact with Star Trek. And then I see this, and I'm just like one of my favorite things in the world. And even though they look like bullets that are red hot. I love it anyway. I love it anyway. Okay. I'm basking. I apologize. I know, but I can't help it, man. Oh, playing a new Star Trek game. Okay, let's look at what we got. So, okay, just normal stuff. Motion blur. I normally don't like motion blur, but this is a like cinematic thing, so we'll let it slide. They want it to be cinematic. We're absolutely putting subtitles on. Like, fuck you. Choices. What? What? Is there like something from another game you can upload? Is that what this is? I'm very curious. Watch the trailer. It's literally just the website. And there's a Star Trek Online offer. There are no, but it was like I thought this would be like how you. Never mind. I thought it'd be a setting for choices. Like that's why I was like, why does this say choices? That's weird. All right, let's do it. Oh, they have save slots. Yes. The relationships and events you're about to experience will be shaped by the choices you make. I'm about to gush. I can fucking feel it, dude. I love Star Trek, dude. That's why I love the games.
Captain's log, stardate 57931.4. The crew is restless. After spending too many months piecing our ship back together, we're finally about to venture out on a new mission.
Kind of quiet, isn't it?
And the crew isn't letting this unprecedented ion storm slow them down. They're ready for something different. I know I am. Perhaps more than any of them. Fortunately, nothing ever stays the same. It's entropy, the nature of the universe. Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case, change is good. Our new first officer is en route to the Resolute. Jara Rydek. I know she'll bring a welcome dose of new blood to the crew.
Half Bajoran? Is that what she is? Or wait, what is that ridge? Cardassian, right? Oh no, that's not right. Fuck. I didn't realize I was playing the game already. Can't remember what those ridges
Thanks.
are.
No problem.
I'm not great with flying. But these little shuttles are the worst.
Done. No!
You don't like flying. And yet, you joined Starfleet.
There's a reason I'm not a pilot.
You should try it sometime.
I hope that was good.
Sorry, I'm
changed
a
it
little
up.
anxious.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm on my way to my first assignment. When we get to the starbase, I'm transferring on to the Resolute.
So am I.
Very nice.
Very nice.
It won't be easy for Jara to step into the 11th hour like this. But if she's half the officer I knew she could become when she was a cadet at Starfleet Academy, she'll be the XO this ship needs right now.
I have to turn it up on my end. I'm gonna have to find a way to increase the volume somehow. Might be the computer's low. Maybe the volume is low. Can you guys hear the voices all right? Oh my God. It looks like it was made in like 2010. The like blocky ship design. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll just turn it up here then. Oh my God, dude. I gotta get the. Okay, I'm just gonna go. We're just gonna go. Can she run? No running. No running. Okay.
A starbase on the very edge of Federation space. Long way from home now.
I think this is what we're gonna do. Un momento, por favor. Give me 1 second. She's just spinning. Don't worry about it. It'll be alright. It'll be alright. No big deal. She's just looking around. I'm just looking around. I'm putting my headphones on so I can actually hear this shit. There we go. Excellent. Oh yeah, now I can hear it. That's beautiful. Sound like your child mode has been activated? Wait, what? What do you mean, like my voice mod thing? The voice changer's not on. Do I sound like an idiot? Find out. Oh, you said. Oh. You're making fun of me. Okay. All right. That's fair. Shut up. Shut up. Fucking baldy. All right. Yes. Yes. Child mode activated. I remember the first time I played Elite Force 2, and I got to walk around the fucking Enterprise. I've always wanted to go to the frickin' Universal Studios theme park, or where the fuck ever that thing is, where you can literally be in like an episode of Star Trek, and it's like a thing you walk through. Yep. Yep.
Commander? I'm not usually such a nervous wreck, by the way. I actually did well at the academy.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe you've heard of the Torvalin test?
I have not.
Sounds familiar.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi Maru look like a picnic on Pintar's 5.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, I finished in the top 20. Not just in my class. I mean, all time. In the history of the academy. So, there's that.
Well,
Really? That's quite
he
impressive.
seems like he needs a
Thank
like
you.
wingman.
It was tough.
I'm down
But
for
you
that.
know, I set my mind to it and it paid off.
Exactly. Just like you should pilot the fucking shuttlecraft, bro. I don't know what the Torellian test is. I have no idea. I think they made that shit up. And I hate
Please
the
place
fact
your
that they
hand
went.
here.
It makes the Kobayashi Maru look like
Hold
something
it
that's
there
kind of
for a few
like
seconds.
that's showing, not telling. If you know what I mean? They're telling me that he's badass. Maybe that's a thing for later, where the test is some kind of thing.
Welcome, Commander Rydek.
Wait, you're Jara Rydek? You absolutely crushed the Torvalin test. You finished.
Un momento. I realize I have this music playing in the background. There we go.
In what, like the top 3?
That would be me.
Now I'm really... It's an honor to meet you, Commander. Sorry, I didn't realize before. I just came off the shuttle and was glad to be on solid ground.
What does
So to
number
speak.
1 mean?
The pleasure is mine, Ensign.
Paul Calloway.
Good to meet you.
I believe Commander Ermot is expecting you. He's in the concourse just ahead.
See you on the Resolute.
Played FemShep in Mass Effect 3. I have no idea. Played FemShep in Mass Effect. I have no idea. Go to settings. What we'll do is we'll turn the music down in the game a little bit. Sound effects down a little bit. And I don't need to mess with that. The sound sounds fine to me as well over here. I'm balancing my own audio here. Ah, that might be why. Give that a little nudge. Go. This is. Oh, that's what it is. It's my fucking fan.
Good day, Commander.
I can actually hear it on the back of the mic. Because. God. Hang on a second. I was not ready to do this. So, unfortunately for me, I can hear literally everything that goes on because there's no sound gate for my mic for me because it goes directly from the mic to my ears. Sound gates for you, so you don't hear the fan blowing in the back of the mic, but I do. And it's like what the fuck? Is that coming from the panels? No, it's me being a dumbass. Jennifer Hale was the voice actress, but it's not her who voices your character. I just checked. Okay, cool.
If I remember my briefing, Commander Ermot is a Bolian.
Oh,
So
did
I'm
it say
looking
what
for
species she
someone
was? I
with
can't
blue
remember
skin.
what those ridges are. Is she like? Wait. Does it not say? Okay. I don't know how to make this go forward, but we do. Okay. Interact, running. You can hold shift to run. Okay, that's cool. You can crouch. Lovely. No. Resume. I'm trying to remember. I actually think this was a species that we only saw on Voyager, right? The lady that married... She married one of these dudes and they have like gigantic spike ridges, right? And she had a daughter that had them. That's why I don't recognize them, right? Because the Bajorans have them on their nose. I was like, no, that's not Bajoran. So we are looking for a Bolian. Big blue motherfucker. Well, tiny blue motherfucker. Got an Orion over there.
Starbase 128 has 4 docks.
Riveting. Riveting. Okay. There he is. I see him.
I'll replicate myself a meal once I'm on board.
The only thing that I really have to criticize, in my opinion, with the style of Star Trek, is that at least in the old Star Trek, it really did feel like, especially the starships, they were trying to be elegant, and one of the reasons they gave for that is because of like warp field dynamics and stupid shit like that, right? But more and more, you see just glass and metal architecture like it is of today. It's like Starfleet, the only style it has is industrial glass. Industrial steel and industrial glass. That's what it feels like. And I think that they really need to re-examine that. Like, I really want to see some good shit in the architecture. Because especially in a starbase, it should not look like you're on a fucking starship, dude. Come on.
Excuse me, have you seen a Bolian around here?
Yes, sir. Right back there, near the replicator.
Ah, so there you go.
Ah, there he is. Thank you.
Happy to help, Commander.
Is that her, though? Is she the little girl from Voyager? I have no idea what race she is.
Excuse me.
Pardon me. Looking for knife ears. What up, bro?
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, Commander Rydek. I'm Commander Jan Ermot, Operations Officer on the Resolute.
How did it just sound so
Commander?
quiet?
I hope there wasn't too much trouble getting here. This storm isn't making anything easy for us right now. I know conditions are less than ideal at the moment.
It takes more than a little turbulence to rattle me.
I'm sure that's the case.
I didn't know the Blue Men group gave
We're
up the
grateful you
carrier
were
to
able to come
Starfleet.
fill our first
Okay,
office
what's up, buddy?
vacancy at such short notice. From everything I've read and everything I've heard, we're lucky you were available to us. Coming from a premier starship and all. To our little research vessel.
So, what have you heard?
What exactly have you heard about me?
First in your class at the Academy. Received the Starfleet Award of Valor during the Dominion War. Most recently, Tactical Officer and Chief of Security on the USS Endeavor.
That is
You've
an
done your
impressive
homework?
resume.
Like I said, we're very
I
lucky.
mean, it's all in your fucking file. What do you mean you've done it? What? What? What?
The USS Resolute.
Okay, that's sexy.
She may not look like much compared to
sexy.
the bigger ships, but as far as science vessels go, she can more than hold her own.
Oh, it's a science vessel. Nice.
And she
You
doesn't
did
look
say
so
that earlier.
bad considering 6 months ago she was nearly cracked in half, venting plasma, fighting for her life.
It was an accident?
Equipment malfunction. An accident suggests fault, but no one's to blame.
Ooh,
It was a
doesn't sound like
planned
it.
test, but the warp core was pushed beyond its limits. It destabilized the dilithium, there was a runaway reaction, and the warp bubble deformed. We
Technobio
thought we
sounds
could reach a
great.
higher resonant frequency, but it was more than she could handle.
I don't think.
Cost us
okay.
our first officer and 22 of our crew.
Doesn't really make much sense. Sure.
At the end of the day, we're all responsible for each other. That's what it means to be a crew.
I can't even begin to imagine what that must have been like for you.
Okay, that's not what I wanted to say.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
I wanted to say that last part.
Thank you. It does weigh heavy. There are some things you can't forget.
It's been 6 months. What's the attitude among the crew now?
Unsettled. But I hope that a new mission will help them move forward,
It does feel a bit stiff.
if not move on.
That's cool.
Listen, I realize you've known Captain Solano
Still
for
looks
quite
really
some
good.
time, and I'm sure you're ready to bring your best. But I should warn you that when the captain announced you would be the new first officer, there were those who felt it was a mistake, that he should have promoted from within. So you might want to tread lightly at first. Until they come to value your contributions as much as he does.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up.
Thank you. Always good to have a sense for what you're walking into.
I just thought you ought to know.
I appreciate it.
Exactly.
Starfleet has assigned us a high-priority mission to the Hotari region.
So you can,
I'll let the
okay, so
captain
you can
brief
look at
you
all
on
your
board.
choices. That's kind of cool.
I know he's eager to see you.
Will we be mission ready in time?
We have every intention. The crew has been working around the clock to get the ship ready. There's still so much to do.
Okay, so really, game? Really? What?
Stuck. I got just the thing.
Plasma torch. Is it sad? Sad that I know. I don't actually know what this is. Hyperspanner. Okay. 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 I remember seeing that one. That was in Voyager. Lovely. Oh, okay. We're doing that, are we? We're doing that, huh? Okay. All right. All right. You can't just let me like power wash it. I guess that's what this is doing. I'm looking for a place to pause it so I can turn the volume up. Ouch. Okay, that felt kind of cool. I'm not gonna.
That.
So hit D.
Is that.
Very cool. Like, I feel like I can't wipe the smile off my face. The lower decks. Oh my god, yes. Yes. They did the
I
meme.
thought the thing was totally fresh.
They did the meme. By the way, you're not supposed to stand on top of the.
Nice
fucking
work,
thing, just
Carter.
FYI.
Nothing to it, Neely.
The hazard.
And not a moment too soon. The boss wants us down in engineering. Like, now.
Is it weird that it looks... Hang on a second. Ah, so you play two different... Okay, cool. Let me... It just sounds like the sound is so quiet to me. Don't know why. The volume was only at 88. Maybe this will help. I had to turn that down a bit. I'm probably gonna have to turn it down here to make compensate for that, so you guys don't get blown out. All right. All right. So Calloway was grateful for Jara's sense of humor when he was nervous on the shuttle flight. Excellent. Commander Ermot. Jade was good. Made a good first impression with Commander Ermot, coming off as inquisitive and appreciative while showing empathy for the crew. Nice. Bird. So I'm assuming you can basically be a fucking jackass in this game. 7 levels quite fine to me. Yeah, but it's like the reason I put my headphones is so I can hear it better, and it still sounds like it's like turned halfway down to where I can't be fully immersed in the universe. I can hear it, but it's not the way I want to. And for me to turn it up, I'd have to turn my own voice up to where I'd be whispering. All right, nice. Hair sheen, man. The hair sheen. What up, girl? How you doing?
Everything okay?
I dropped a non-ferrous connector between the coils. I have to remove a few of them to find it, and then...
Whew, then another hour of recalibrating. Ouch.
Come on!
I'll leave you to it.
Oops. those are warp coils, by the way. You do not want to do that. All right, where the fuck did she go?
Can you give us some help with the transporter?
What up, dude?
What's the problem? We need to test this cargo transporter. I've never been that great with the signal plotting.
Carter Diaz.
I got it. No problem.
Can I just no. I didn't actually read the thing.
Hurry up.
Boom.
No sweat. Whoa, hey,
Not
hey, buddy,
asshole.
get off the pad!
Time's a wasting.
Don't tell Chovak. Not a word.
I didn't hit the fucking transmit button. What are you talking about? I didn't do shit. Why you make me do that?
Oh, these are heavier than they look. Makes more sense than 0G. You're welcome.
Right? More Starfleet OSHA violations. This, like, I mean, it kind of is, like, really leaned up against the fucking thing. Like, you're on a goddamn starship, dude. That shit should be stowed properly. Like, what the fuck? I mean, the kind of warp coil thing she's doing over there, it's not too bad. She did drop it. She's trying to fix it, you know what I'm saying? And she's probably got it magnetically sealed to the floor along with that panel, which, you know, you obviously should. Because, like, it's the funniest damn thing that they don't have seatbelts on starships. Because every fucking episode, the starship rocks and shakes and all that other stuff because the inertial dampers are overpowered or what the fuck ever, right? Like, this ship, when it's in space, should be stowed away just like a submarine or any like surface ship would be. Where if you do encounter rough seas and the ship rolls or rocks or does any of that other shit, stuff doesn't go flying and kill people. Her face in that lighting.
Engineering.
Monstrosity.
I heard the new XO just arrived.
Oh, she's a troll.
Won't be long before we get underway. I just hope whatever Chovak called us down for, it's something good. I can never tell with him. I'd rather not end up degaussing plasma manifolds. Hanging upside down makes me queasy.
You and me working together, we can tackle anything he throws at us.
Your optimism is positively contagious.
I'm in Starfleet today. I'm very happy about this. I'm very happy about this.
Looks like we got here before.
Lieutenant Commander Chovak.
We were just looking for you, Commander.
Petty Officers Ed Solar, Diaz. I was beginning to think you would be late.
So they are enlisted.
We are all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you. A point I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Edsolar on repeated occasions.
Apologies for the delay, Commander.
I do not want your apologies.
Oh, bullshit.
Simply see to it that it does not happen again.
So, I don't suppose you wanted us down here to check in before we go off duty?
Equip yourselves in EV suits to work on the exterior of the hull. I need you to tune the structural integrity field for optimal performance. The subspace distortions and ionic interference we are experiencing are preventing the proper calibration. But this ship must be ready to depart shortly, despite the storm. The precise nature of these disturbances are not fully understood. But many systems have been affected by the wide band of emissive activity.
Whatever it throws at us, we'll be ready. We've got the best chief engineer in the fleet.
I am a Vulcan, Mr. Diaz. Flattery is not necessary. All that I require is that you do your job.
Didn't say that, dude.
Right now, that
God
entails
damn it.
critical preparations, because long-range sensors show that these disturbances will be more severe at our destination, the Hotari system. You have your orders. Do not delay.
Yes,
Roger
Commander
that.
Chovak. All
Funnily
hands
enough,
on
I would
deck.
actually say Roger that. That's what I would do. So
What's that?
All hands on deck.
that was
That's what Chovak said.
I got in trouble for doing that shit
You know what
way
that
too much.
means? It means this ship isn't ready to go out, and the brass know it.
Like, you shouldn't do it in front of the captain.
So they're throwing every warm body at it. And they're going to leave on schedule. Consequences be damned.
It all comes down to us, Nilly. We're the ones who will get it ready.
I know what we can do. But this isn't just any old refit or any old relaunch.
Oh, whoa.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's a new guy.
A lot of new faces coming on board. It's gotta be tough coming as a replacement. That's for sure.
Let's do 3.
They may not be the same crew we started out with, but they're still Starfleet. They'll know what to do when the time comes.
I prefer the scientific method. Evidence over assumptions. Hold on. Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda!
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
Miranda, you're here?
We thought you were staying on the Adirondack.
Transfer came in at the last minute, so I figured I'd slum it on this bucket of bolts.
Literally the lower
Looks
decks.
like you got her back together pretty nicely. I wasn't sure what to expect.
I'm gonna take the high road here, pretend you didn't say that, and welcome you aboard.
He's a better diplomat than I am.
He still owes me a bottle of Saurian brandy. Don't think I forgot.
Oh yeah, it's coming back to me now.
Maybe Carter can rustle up that bottle and we can give you a proper welcome. As soon as we wrap up this quick little spacewalk.
Here, let me help you.
Thanks.
So what's the word? Are you back in the security rotation?
Yep. Still running with the usual suspects.
Whoa!
Good to go.
Like, if you're gonna do that,
See
you
you
need
on
to be
the
wearing a
other side.
helmet so I can headbutt you.
Activating magnetic souls.
Can't stop smiling. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh boy. That was a transition.
Never gets old.
Mm.
Let's go.
It's kind of interesting they're using spacesuits to EVA when they could literally just use workbook shuttles. Probably be easier, right? See what they're doing? Man. Oh, that's a steam runner class, isn't it? Oh, it looks so good. I mean, that's pretty cool, the transition between the two. Kind of keeps it from getting stale.
Captain Solano should be here momentarily. You'll have to forgive me, I don't know much about Kobleods. But my understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
Thank you.
Feel free to make yourself at home.
I am
And
not
help
familiar
yourself
with
to
that.
whatever you like from the replicator.
Whatever the fuck it is he's talking about. That sounds like some made-up sus shit. But it's Star Trek. As long as they explain it pretty well, I'll probably be okay with it. Like, maybe she has some kind of medical condition or something. Race made for this game. That's. I thought she was. I literally thought she was the same race as the one I was describing earlier, where she's like half human, half whatever the fuck. And it's like this alien race that has ridges, like in Voyager. I forget the name, right? But they had a little girl that was born on Voyager, and she like their species, her father's species, ages rapidly. So in like 2 years, she looked like she was like 5 years old. Like, and it was in the last couple seasons, and I don't remember her name, and now it's killing me. Wait, can you see this? You cannot. Borg children. 7 of 9. Naomi Wildman. That was it. Naomi became close friends. What species was she? So, Naomi Wildman. That was the one. Her father was a half Qatarian. Yeah. And they have ridges like this. Look at her forehead. Right here. Forehead. So it is different. So I was mistaken. Those are not the same ridges. Okay, cool. Sweet. That's what I needed, because like it was bugging the fluff out of me, man. I'm like, what is that? Okay, so it's new stuff. Got it. New lore. New lore. New lore. Cheers. My cred continues. Or at least my ability to claim it.
Just a sip of something. Rack the Gino.
Oh, we doing it? We doing it? Yeah. Uno
That
mas, boys.
sure has a kick.
Uno mas.
Jara Rydek. Last time I saw you, it was graduation from the academy.
Nice.
You'd already secured one of the most prestigious assignments possible. And you were burning with enough ambition to fuel 7 trips around the Necrid Expanse.
It's good to see you again, Captain.
It's the weirdest thing. It still sounds
I could
low.
not be
It's pretty good so
happier to
far.
have you on the Resolute. My only regret is that we couldn't provide you with a warmer welcome. The arrival of a first officer to her new ship deserves a bit of fanfare. But, unfortunately, we've had our hands full with the refit.
That would be totally unnecessary. I don't need any pomp and
I
circumstance.
despise pomp and circumstance.
You've been here all of 5 minutes, and already you're trying to make us more efficient. I like it. As I'm sure you've heard,
Very much so.
we've had a rough go of it these last 6 months. The ship suffered some damage.
It looks a
Not
bit
nearly as
janky.
much as the crew.
I don't know why,
I assume you mean the accident.
but that's irrelevant.
That's right. The tragic accident, really. We were on the verge of a major scientific breakthrough.
Too much
A
foreshadowing.
quantum leap forward in warp core technology. 10,000 teradynes per second. The ability to travel at a sustained rate of speed longer and faster than we ever dreamed. What would have been the crowning achievement of my career? Right there. Within our grasp.
What? Warp 9.99999.
Till it all went so
What the fuck
horribly
they're talking about?
wrong. We pushed her too hard, and a warp core malfunction overloaded the system, creating a pressure gradient way beyond what the ship can handle. It was heartbreaking. We lost some of our best people. As captain, I have to take full responsibility.
True.
It was my decision to make,
Luck stops with you, buddy.
and I have to live with the consequences.
We all know the risks when we sign up. There are no guarantees. As much as we tell ourselves otherwise.
Right.
True. But as captain, my job is to mitigate and manage the risks as much as possible. And
That
that's
looks
where I
really
failed.
stupid.
In my defense, I will say, I might have avoided the whole ordeal if my senior staff had been willing to trust me. There was a lot of pushback from my former XO, and I think that cost me his confidence. I don't want you to pull any punches. Certainly not on my account.
I certainly fucking won't.
But once we decide on a course of action, I need everyone to fully commit to the mission. Anything short of that just won't work. And that's when things start to go sideways.
I'm sorry. Are we debating the chain of command? Of course, the final decision is yours.
This is your ship, and you are the captain. So as far as I'm concerned, whatever you say goes.
As long as it's illegal,
That's
it's
the
a
kind of
legal
support
order,
I'm
that's
looking
all
for.
that matters. Everything else is
I'll
ancillary.
be blunt. We can't afford another mistake. Or at least I can't. I feel like my career is hanging in the balance here.
I love how the question was, what happens if they don't?
We need a
It's
win.
called a fucking court-martial. What the fuck do you think
Something
would
to
happen?
restore the crew's confidence.
Fuck, man.
I understand.
On a more positive note, Starfleet has tasked us with what they're calling a mission of the highest priority. Escorting a senior diplomat to Hotari space.
Sure.
Two previously peaceful and otherwise non-aggressive civilizations now find themselves on the brink of all-out war.
Sure.
So it's a peacekeeping mission.
I see it as a golden opportunity to not only prove what the Resolute and her crew are truly capable of, but also a mission for which we're uniquely qualified. This ionic storm. Our long-range sensors suggest it's several orders of magnitude stronger than anything on record. A total anomaly like nothing we've seen before. And you'll never guess where it leads.
Hotari.
Exactly. Very nearly in the precise location where we're headed. Where I imagine the interference will be exponentially greater. But the diplomat will brief us on the details at the rendezvous.
So basically, we're being sent into the eye of a storm, more powerful than anything on record.
Well, yes. But we're taking every precaution. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I expect we'll have some rough sledding when we arrive, so I need you to prepare
But the storm
crew
should prevent
first.
war until it abates.
There's just one more thing I want
What?
to clarify up front.
Why would we
The
go
metric
through
that
this?
for me will be the ultimate measure of your success.
What is it?
If after serving as my first officer, you don't one day find yourself with a ship of your own, then I will consider it my personal failure. When that might happen is entirely up to you. But it goes without saying, you have my full support.
Thank you. But I feel like I still have so much to learn.
You'll have plenty of opportunity. And if you're willing to put in the work, I'll do everything in my power to help you along the way. Come, let me introduce you to the crew.
I'm detecting suspicious undertones already. Is it because I watch too much Star Trek and I know when they're trying to like bait me into shit? Is that what it is? Is that it? Are they a bit on the nose because they're hoping that non-Star Trek people watch this shit? It does feel like a lot of the damn, I'm still really loud. It does still feel like the sound in the game is not loud enough. Like I don't understand what the fuck is. And we're going to turn motion blur off and see if that helps with the janky. I'm not sure it will. It feels like it will. When did this game come out? I don't know. It was released on May 23rd of last year. And on that note, I'm going to take a quick break to use the restroom, and I'll be right back. So stand by. To stand by, we shall return with more right after these messages. I am having a great time. Once again, thank you, Longwood, my man. Appreciate you, buddy. Pow. You the man, boy. You the man. Are back. Okay, there we go. Excellent. All right, so where the fuck were we going? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Sorry about that. There's nothing I can really do for the volume. I thought about even putting my headphones on the other computer because it's direct, but I can't. Like it's already at 100% anyway. The only way I would be able to do it is if I plugged it into my freaking sound system, and the sound system doesn't work. So I'm just gonna have to deal with the volume not being loud.
Everyone, if I could have your attention for a moment. I'd like to introduce Commander Jara Rydek, our new first officer. Some quick introductions. This is Lieutenant Handar, our helmsman, one of the best in the business.
Nice.
One of?
Well, what he lacks in humility, he more than makes up for in ability.
Nice.
A pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Thorn?
Likewise.
Very cool.
Next, we have Commander Westbrook, our Chief Science Officer. I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis.
Pleasure.
Very no nonsense.
Commander Rydek, it is
Very
such an
closed off.
honor to meet you.
This is our tactical officer, Lieutenant Bedrosian, who's been looking forward to meeting you for about as long as I can remember.
I've been following your career for quite some time. And I look forward to learning as much as I can from you.
If anything, the honor is mine.
Well, I have to admit, one of the reasons I've followed your career is because you're part Kobliad, because of what you've overcome. Starfleet stands up for people who can't defend themselves, and you were one of those people once. But since then, you've done so much to protect others who need it.
I have no idea. Don't spoil
I
the story.
really admire that.
Maybe.
So,
I
you've
doubt it.
been something of an inspiration to me.
I think the captain's probably going to
Not
turn
that
out
I've
to be a
done
bad guy.
anything close to what you've done, but you definitely set a standard to strive for.
You really do know a thing or two about me. I'm glad I could inspire you, but it's important to chart your own path.
Very true.
Thanks. You can count on it.
Roger, roger.
And then, of course, you've already met Commander Ermont. Please, do everything you can to make Commander Rydek feel at home here. I'll be on the starbase. I have an urgent meeting with the starbase commander to get our authorization to get underway. If they drag their feet any longer, we won't make our rendezvous. The bridge is yours.
Oh, give me chills, baby. Oh, no. Okay. Okay. What are we doing here, Chief?
Operations, staffing, supplies. There's a lot to keep track of on a starship. Good thing we have Commander Ermont.
As you know, Starfleet is an organization that protects the helpless. As you know, the operations panel. I love you, Star Trek. I love you so fucking. How we doing here, kiddos? Doing all right? Touchy, touchy. Let me touch it. There we go.
The helm. The Resolute is a refitted Centaur class, meaning it's capable of quick maneuvers. Can't wait to see what she can do.
I am slightly disappointed by this. Because, look, he's just randomly hitting buttons. And I know they do this in the TV show and shit. But it's one of these things where it's like, once you start paying attention to it, you know what's going on. And what they could be doing is he could be running a diagnostic or something like that. But you can see he's not actually pressing keys, and he's pressing in what seems to be the same exact place, right? So you... Yeah, that was weird. You could have him actually just doing something, and that it changes the little display, or he could literally... It could literally say simulation at the top, so he's like practicing flying the ship or some dumb shit like that. See what I mean about somebody who knows the lore? I'm just saying. About it's the little things, right? And the thing about it is that nobody but me gonna fucking notice. Nobody but me. That's why they don't do it. Why they don't care. They probably could do it. But they still don't care. I am disappointed you don't get to walk around and talk to them. Because, you know, my first day on the ship, I literally am in command. I would go around and say hello to everyone.
Science station. The Resolute is a science vessel, primarily. Might explain Commander Westbrook's attitude. I'll have to speak with him later.
I like no-nonsense science officers. Great. The more eccentric they are, the crazier the shit they come up with. You gotta be careful with that. That is a very interesting tactical station. Why the fuck is it so high? What the I didn't even notice how big this thing was.
Tactical station. Hopefully a diplomatic mission won't require we use our weapons much.
Something like Dragon
If
Age,
it comes
yeah.
to that, we'll be ready.
Yeah, I imagine it's not very comfortable. I mean, to be fair, you can obviously rest your arms on it. And I don't know why in a lot of these things the tactical station stands up, right? I don't know why. Because like Spock used to stand at his station, but you could, but like they were enough to where he could reach down and actually like fiddle with them while he was standing up. Uhura did the same thing. I don't know why they started, like they did it with Worf on the Enterprise D, and then Voyager did it. The Enterprise E did it. The Defiant did it as well, I think. No. I think the tactical officer actually got to sit down, didn't they? On the Defiant? I don't remember. Maybe not. I don't know. But literally giving everybody else chairs and then having this bitch stand here like this. That seems... You want to talk about OSHA violations? Like, you're going to give this woman, like, backaches and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, maybe if this were me, like, it would be, like, down here, so it's a little bit better. Sure. But even with my big ass, that would still be uncomfortable to stand there. Because look at the screen. It's tilted so much that even if you set your hands on it, they're going to kind of slide off, right? Because it's not as flat as you would need to, like, set your arms to do whatever you're doing. It's so weird. It's an interesting design, I'll give it that. I'm not sure how much I like it ergonomically. But you know, in a lot of those, they actually did bring up those like standing chairs where they can sit if they need to. Because you really should, if you have a station like this, you really should. Just like these guys should be able to stand at their stations, and the chairs should be able to. Sitting for too long is too bad. It's very bad for you. Like, is that it? Are we done? Gotta look at everything. Ooh.
Communications. Keeps us in contact internally and with other vessels.
Fiction doesn't always do practicality or realism. Yeah, you're right. And that's true. Oh, the master systems. Let me read. 92317. None of those numbers are labeled at all. It's disappointing when they do stuff like this. Because it's not that hard. What the fuck? Antimatter, beam, deflector, and all three of them are going in like the same exact place. Does it say Bussard? That says Bussard. The Bussard collectors, basically at the front of the warp nacelle, which is this long fucking piece right here. They have what's called a Bussard collector, that little square thing that's right there. That thing, this right here. That right there is the Bussard collector. It basically collects ambient hydrogen as the ship, so they can use it in deuterium fusion, power generation. But they all three are pointing to the fucking warp nacelles. Giving me anxiety. Oh, dude, did you hear that? Do you hear it in the background? There it is. That sound. The sonar beeping. Oh, with the music. God. I criticize the things I love because I love them.
So many decks. Full of crew that are now my responsibility.
Oh, we can't look at this one? This looks like an auxiliary engineering station. Command codes, that's fucking hilarious. Decryption sequence. I don't know why the fuck you would put this on a screen. That's science. Oh, so it's just auxiliary. Yeah, it's just an... I'm pretty sure that's a representation of the warp core and the nacelles, and then they've got another representation of the nacelles. These right here, I'm pretty sure are representations of the warp coils, the little blue slots. I'm pretty sure, and that's the representation. The middle thing is the representation of the matter-antimatter reactor. Sadly, I must go to work, but I hate it because I want to watch this. Well, man, it's on Twitch, and I'm gonna post that video this afternoon on YouTube, so you're welcome to fucking watch it, my friend. And I wish you could stay. I can't read those. Those are real blurred. I mean, those are power systems. Something setting. I'm pretty sure that's like half the point, right? Turbo lift. Random fucking panels all over the goddamn place for no fucking reason.
Impressive range of view.
I'm basking at the moment, in case you're wondering what I'm doing. I'm very much enjoying this. You just glitched out again, too. Got some glitching problems. Eyes, man. Ugh. More random panels. Random panels. I mean, I get why they do this now because it was in the TV shows. They really need to stop fucking doing it. Unless it has an actual function. That's half my problem with a lot of Star Trek is they did a lot of this stuff because it looks cool. And then they try to go back, and then they go back and they say, oh, this is what this did. Instead of, like, looking at past Star Treks and being like, okay, they had a bunch of stupid panels everywhere that really didn't do nothing. So they had to ad hoc reason why the fuck these things are there. Why don't we just make a ship that works? If there are panels on the side like this, they need to have a function. You want a panel there, that's fine, but it needs to have some type of function. Like, what does this do? I'm assuming these are turbo lift controls, probably environmental controls. Any number of ship systems can be activated from this, probably just for the panels and releasing the conduits and stuff from under here, like the stuff behind the wall here for the view screen. That's probably what that is. Those are probably view screen controls as well. Same thing over there, like backups, right? So, because this is not just, if I'm not mistaken, this is not an actual window. This is a view screen showing a three-dimensionally rendered image directly in front of the wall. If you turn off the view screen, it's literally just a bulkhead. Pretty sure. These are environmental controls. We got communications, mission ops. Interesting. It's all blurry. Can't read that. And funnily enough, if I were in her position, this is exactly what I would do. I would walk around the bridge, note the ship, note all the fucking stations, read them, so that way I have all the knowledge I need so the ship is operating within normal parameters. And I know that because I walked up to the station and I fucking looked at it. And potentially talk to the person sitting there saying, oh, is there any problems? Are you encountering anything? What's going on? What's going on? And it kind of sucks that you can't actually do that.
The first officer's seat. My seat. Right now, though, I need to fill in for Captain Solano.
As you know, I am not the captain, and he's off the bridge, so I gotta sit in the bridge seat. As you know.
Commander, Chief Engineer Chovak needs to lower the structural integrity field. He's sent a crew out to recalibrate the emitters in response to the danger posed by
that's right, the
storm.
Vulcan is the chief engineer.
We just need your go-ahead.
What is he?
Permission granted.
Keep operations
Lowering
on?
structural integrity field. Now.
I forgot. I'm not good with names and shit like that.
Condition blue.
Aren't we in like an ion storm? Why would you turn off
The storm is getting worse.
structural integrity?
Looks like they turned off the SIF.
Great. Let's get to that emitter.
I mean, maybe they have their shields up? Maybe the space station has their shields up? Is that what's going on? God.
Every time we're out here, I half expect to see her in pieces again.
She's still got some scars on her. It adds character.
It does.
When I joined Starfleet, all I wanted was a ride out of town. But this isn't exactly how I pictured it.
On the outside of the ship?
Come on now.
No.
It was the same for me, to be honest.
Sometimes it feels like we're just part of the machinery.
I mean, of course
I
you are.
want more than that. I mean, Starfleet is noble and all, but it's still a machine. A massive, massive machine.
I am more than that. And so are you.
Still got a job to do.
You wanted to get away. I enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere. See new worlds. Look up at a sky no one's ever seen before. Just because I'm cranking a hyperspanner up in a Jeffries tube today doesn't mean that's all I'll ever be.
You can, in fact, earn a commission from being enlisted. It is
Diaz to
absolutely a
Commander
thing that they
Chovak.
do.
We are at the
Consistently.
SIF emitter.
Acknowledged. You may proceed with the recalibration.
I'm pretty sure you can. Being so incompetent, you could kill the crew. I don't think you can. I mean, I wonder if you fail these during an emergency or something, it might do that. It might reload it, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm sure you can fail. And it has a fail state. Ooh. Sexy. Ooh. See, I wish modern tools were so nice and sleek and not fucking dirty. This is what I'm saying. This is like a utopian
Getting recalibration.
dream. You know what I mean? All right. Tune nodes to center the circular indicators. Cool. Tune node. Okay, let's tune.
Careful. Too much action and harmonics will deflect the alignment.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, I got it. Okay, I gotta put it in the center. Done. And if I do it too hard, it'll deflect.
Looks good. That wasn't so hard.
Blinky blinky? Why we blinky blinky?
Commander Westbrook, right? Chief Science Officer.
You remembered my name and my rank. Impressive.
I did not.
Yes, I'm the Chief Science Officer, and I have the dubious honor of being the most senior officer on this bridge. I know this ship inside and out. Better than just about anyone.
So, that is impressive.
What a very impressive list of credentials.
This is a research and discovery ship.
I did not mean it to
first
sound
and
like that.
foremost. Now with a former
I meant
tactical
that-
officer as its new first
I meant that to be a compliment.
I'm curious, though.
What the fuck?
Kobliad, or half in your case, is an odd choice for first officer, given your vulnerable condition and all. But if, as an example, we found ourselves in a hostile situation, and you were suddenly incapacitated because you needed an infusion, what would happen then?
Do I get to answer?
You'd leave Captain Solano without an XO.
Ah.
Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario, but not outside the realm of possibility.
That's very kind of you to be concerned about my well-being. But you don't need to trouble yourself on my account. I'll be fine.
Well, I wouldn't say I was concerned, just curious, that's all. Listen, can I be blunt, Commander?
I see no reason to stop now.
Yeah,
Commander
right?
Sutherland, your predecessor, was one of the best first officers in all of Starfleet. His record was impeccable and his reputation was without equal. I mean no disrespect, but the shoes you're stepping into are almost impossible to fill. He was loved by the crew. And he was one of my closest friends. So I can only hope that you'll live up to expectations.
I don't think I could ever replace Commander Sutherland. And it would be a mistake to even try.
Bingo. Look at that. Look at it. You see that smile?
Seeing as Captain Solano is on the starbase, let me give you
That's
an
what
update
happens when
on
you're
this
fucking
ion
charming.
storm we're flying into. It's unusual, unlike anything I've ever seen. At the moment, I can't tell you if the Resolute will shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its patterns, its nature,
a scientific thing in nature, so that's why we're doing it. Okay, that makes a whole lot more sense.
Just a moment.
Because if it were just dangerous, I'd be like, why the fuck are we doing this? Oh, but it's also scientific discovery. We know the risks. Here it comes.
We've got a massive energy wave inbound.
Here it comes. I knew
on
it.
Screen.
I fucking knew it. The SIF is off. It's gonna rip the ship apart.
Trajectory.
Starbase docking clamps are holding.
The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wide-band burst of ionic energy, like a tsunami.
I'm reading power abnormalities all over the ship.
Estimated time to...
Red alert.
Aye.
I like how it was the only choice, too.
Evacuating main gangway and retracting.
Putting sensor visualization on screen.
With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact. 1 minute.
What about the station
Shield systems
shields?
are severely impacted. We have limited protection.
I need
What about the
every available
station?
solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with a deflector pulse.
There's a better way.
I'm sending all auxiliary power to the deflector dish.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat. So we can orient all we have towards the wave. You have to believe me.
We only get one shot at this. We can't afford to get it wrong.
That's right, which is why we need to send power to our shields.
Petrosian, get those shields up.
Rerouting power to shields. Stand by. I need a heading. We've only got one shot.
Understood. On my command.
Heading locked.
Raise shields.
This is it!
All hands, brace for impact.
What happened?
We have experienced a surge of radiation.
Oh, you don't say.
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
That can blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us we need this.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
Let's go. By the way, the reason I chose the deflector dish was not because of the person, or the reason I chose the shields is
We've
because,
reached the first access
in my
point.
opinion, the shields
Understood. Do you see the
are
override
better
for the
than the
level 1
deflector.
fail-safe circuits?
Because at the very least, the shields are made to protect us. If the deflector thing didn't work, it would destroy the ship. If the shields didn't work, it might still protect us from
Engage
blowing
the
the fuck up.
override.
You know what I mean?
It should allow us to stop the EPS flow to the warp engine without triggering an automatic core shutdown.
Nice. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of cool.
Failsafe override engaged.
I like it.
Are you sure? I am registering some crosstalk in the bypass circuit.
We need to route the signals so they don't interfere with each other.
All right. So. We literally just swap them out. That's what we do. Ah, I see.
Diaz to Resolute. The failsafes are temporarily disabled. Moving on to the EPS regulator.
Heads up, Carter.
What is that?
One of the discharges coalesced.
It's coming right toward us.
Gigantic
I'm gonna
plasma
try to
ball.
disrupt it with my phaser.
So we gotta climb up the pylon. Not that there's really an up, but, you know.
Yep. It is kind of weird. You really don't have to walk this slow in 0 G. Especially with magnetic boots. You walk pretty quickly. You know what you're doing. Back, I say! Demon! Back! Fuck me! Can I fire without aiming? No, I can't. Oh!
We're almost to the regulator.
Oh shit.
We're at the regulator.
Firing phasers at him.
Opening the access
Random
panel.
balls of plasma.
I am now halting the EPS flow to the port nacelle. We have little time before it causes an overload
go.
of the engine. You must work efficiently.
Go, Barry.
EPS manifold adjusters reset to neutral.
Blue. The hell?
EPS lines to the port warp engine are back in balance.
I'm smart. I know what the
Almost
fuck I'm
done.
doing.
Once I cycle the manifold nozzles, Chobot can...
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Was that the starbase pylon? Oh. That's not good. Yep, that's the docking clamp. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Yep, that's gonna leave it. I'm surprised the captain's not running back to the ship. Aren't the shields up?
Get down! Diaz to bridge.
Yeah,
We
that
just
would've
lost
killed
the
me.
docking clamp. We've got a lot of debris coming down. All vibrations, too. We can't finish the EPS regulation in these conditions. Please advise.
We have to release the ship from that other docking clamp or the hull will be ripped apart.
There's a problem. The clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency, but it's not working.
Not working.
What are our options?
The docking clamps are fitted with exploding bolts for an emergency release.
We've got crew out there. That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
Maybe there's another way.
Starbase is hailing us.
Put him through.
Resolute, the remaining mooring arm is failing. You need to disengage from the starbase now. The damage to the station will be catastrophic.
We have crew outside and are looking for the
We have
safest
people
way
on this station. If that mooring arm breaks, we could lose dozens of crew.
Commander, hear me out. Reverse the polarity of the hull, which theoretically will repel the docking clamps.
And repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
This is Captain Solano. Put me on screen.
Go ahead. Captain, we have a situation.
Commander, what are you doing? Blow the bolts on the docking clamp.
The captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an order.
Yes, sir. Disengaging the clamps.
They're gonna get hammered with debris out there.
The captain made himself quite clear.
He did.
Reverse the polarity.
No?
There is
Blow the bolts.
protocol.
And there are lives.
Blow the
We're
bolts.
going to blow the bolts. Starbase, stand by. We'll warn our crew to take cover.
Get it done, Rydek.
I don't like how much of an asshole he was about it, but
Repair crew, this is Acting Captain Jara Rydek. Be advised, you have more micro debris incoming. Find cover.
Cover? Nilly, Get under the access panel. It's armored with duranium.
But what about you?
There are panels fucking everywhere. What the fuck are you talking about? The entire fucking hull of the starship is made of duranium fucking panels. Like, they literally disengage. They have, like, locks and shit on them. Take them the fuck off. Yeah, just like that. There you go.
They've blown the other docking clamp. Hurry!
I fucking clicked it. Yeah, that sucks for this. That really does suck.
Plasma imbalance is reaching critical condition. We are moments from primary system failure.
I got it.
Go, baby. On, fucking do it. Let's go, motherfucker. What's that fucking thing? Everybody's gonna die unless you put some fucking acid to it, son.
Look out!
I got you.
You alright? Just took a blow
Petty
to the head.
Officer Edselar's hurt and unconscious. I'm gonna have to tow her back to the airlock.
Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed. You are at risk of triggering a substantial electromagnetic arc if you approach the main hull the way you came.
But Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
There is an auxiliary hatch near you on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Edselar there to access the interior.
Roger that. Let's go.
Roger that. Going there now.
Like, I don't understand why he was like, you can't go that way. I was like, all right, where's the nearest airlock? Like, other than that one, why would you say that's the nearest airlock? I don't understand. What's going on?
I'm at the auxiliary hatch.
He's back.
You go
Okay.
first.
What?
Let me save your neck this time. No time to fight me on this. Get in there.
Nope.
Not on your life.
Let's not let it come down to that.
Nope. Nope. You got hurt.
We made it.
Nice. Yeah, that definitely looked painful.
They're safe, bringing the SIF fully online.
I'm mad because I actually wanted to do what the chief science officer suggested. I wanted to do that option, but the captain gave me a fucking order. Directly. To my face. I'm not just going to disobey that. Unless I was for sure it was either an illegal order or that he was wrong because he didn't have all the information. And that's not the case. It was ambiguous as to what the correct decision was.
Nilly.
Because if the deflector thing didn't work, it could have risked the entire... It could not only risk the entire ship, but risk the starbase, right? And so I was going to blow the bolts, and I was like, okay, maybe we should do the deflector and then blow the bolts if it doesn't work, right? Can I pause it? Okay, I can. So what do we got? I was pleased that followed his orders and blew the bolts on the docking clamp in the heart of the moment. Okay. She admired but was worried when Jenna seemed willing to follow Captain Solano's orders without trying to explain the situation, and she was disappointed when Jara followed Captain Solano's orders and put the crew in the hull at risk. There's like okay, like we're in an emergency situation. There's no yeah. Anyway. I respected her inclination to protect the crew when Starbase was ordered her to disengage the clamps, but was troubled when seemed to be willing to follow Captain Solano's orders without trying to explain the situation. Ultimately, he was dismayed by when Jarl followed Captain's orders and put the crew at the hull at risk. I mean, like, your job is to order people to go die. Can we not? First instinct was to protect the crew when the see, this is it right here. He was glad that Jara's first instinct was to protect the crew when Starbase ordered her to disengage the docking clamps. But when he was concerned when Jara seemed willing to follow Captain's orders without trying to explain the situation. This part right here seems a little bit much for me, because it's like, yeah, I understand that, but we're in an emergency situation. The captain gave me an order. There's no time to explain, and it sucks. But that's the way it is. And he is responsible for what happens there. Unless I know for like 100% chance that what he's doing is going to work, then I shouldn't do it, right? He said theoretical. That's the problem. He respected her confidence in following the captain's orders, even though he had his own conflicted feelings. My man, Ermont, my dude. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, Wolf, with the 3 raid? What's up, buddy? How you doing, my man? Welcome. Thank you, sir, for doing that. I appreciate you. Welcome, ladies. How are you, gentlemen? People of all kinds. I like Ermont. This specifically right here. The funny thing is I wanted to do what he wanted. I wanted to do the deflector dish thing, because I didn't do the deflector pulse because my knowledge of Star Trek is like, I don't think that would work as well, and it has a less chance of success. And if it doesn't work at all, and if it doesn't work, it probably will leave the ship so disabled that it would probably destroy itself, which almost happened with the shields. But that was the point, is that the shields are more likely to protect us. Like if you had to pick one which was had more guarantee of success or more percentage chance that you wouldn't die, the shields are probably your best option, because it's a defensive mechanism to protect yourself rather than an offensive one. That doesn't work. Even if it dissipates the field with the ship completely vulnerable and without shields, it would still probably rip the ship apart. He approved of his decision to follow the orders and blow the bolts. Bingo. Was grateful Jara's sense of humor when he was nervous on the shuttle ride. Okay, so Carter. Grateful when Carter put her safety above his own on the hull. Felt encouraged by Carter's warm reception when she first arrived aboard. Okay, that might have some chemistry between them. Interesting. Found Carter to be respectful and responsible when he and Eslar were almost late in main engineering. Excellent. Sweet. Okay. I really like this, that it shows you all the choices that you make, so you don't have to just remember on your own. You know, it tells you how they feel about you. All right. Oof.
Medical. Got 1 wounded at my location. Carter.
Petty Officer Carter.
You don't look so good.
My man.
You gotta be more careful. I just got here. I'm not ready to see you two get blown to space dust just yet. Now let's get you down to sickbay.
Great.
Some of the lines, man. They do feel hammy, but I think it's because I have so much knowledge of the universe, and they're really trying to be easy on that.
The repair crew made it inside. EPS flow is back to nominal levels. The SIF is back up.
How does this affect mission readiness, Mr. Ermont?
The Resolute suffered damage from the exploding bolts, but we've successfully moored to the station. The ship is secure. Our systems are coming back online, but we have a fair amount of repairs before we're ready to go.
Put a halt on the roll-off of Starbase engineering staff. We have a schedule to keep. Send updates to my ready room. Commander Rydek?
Thanks, Joker. Appreciate you. All right, here we go.
What a debacle. I was caught with my pants down. Not even on my own ship when the wave hit. I had to go running out of the Starbase commander's office just to... But you followed my order. I appreciate that. Hell, I'm relieved.
You're the captain of this ship. You give orders, and I'll execute them.
That's right.
Just the chain of command. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I don't
You see
understand.
my problem, don't you? They were all against me on that bridge. And they were ready to go against my
I
orders.
really don't like him.
I'm not blind to it.
I think you're wrong about that. You still have the respect of the crew, and we have bigger things to deal with.
They just don't agree
We have
with
a high-priority mission ahead of us and
right?
a lot
That's the
to do
difference.
to
They
get
don't
ready.
agree, and they don't like
We're
it.
going to have a pretty big problem
they're
if I
following
can't
orders.
count on the bridge staff. To say nothing of the rank and file.
You know what I mean? Like, I really don't like this guy. He is very off-putting to me. As a military man, as a leader, just like how he casually just lays on the couch. Oh, it's like,
Drink?
seriously, bro. You're both on duty? No, thank you.
No. Thank you.
It's probably synthahol, but that's... Yeah, I really don't like him. He's definitely rubbing me the wrong way.
Your predecessor, Commander Sutherland, is missed. But for all the adoration of the crew, including the senior staff, I just couldn't rely on him. He would question, undermine me in front of the crew.
You shouldn't be doing this.
Sometimes think they still hear his voice.
You shouldn't be saying these things to
sort of
his
thing
first officer.
As a way of lingering.
Not like this. Not until we're like a lot closer, kind of thing, and we built like
And
confidence.
You can't
and stuff,
argue with a ghost.
It really
I'm not Commander
undermines the
I'm not
trust you
saying we
have
won't
in your
have our
leaders
disagreements.
when they know that.
In fact, I'm sure we will.
If your
But I'm
subordinates
also
know,
sure they will be different disagreements than you had in the past.
when they
Perhaps that
disagree with you, you'll
change
shit
will
talk
be
them to the
enough.
next person.
Now, this won't be easy. But I'm glad I have you here with me.
I'm absolutely
Glad to
criticizing
be
him
here,
as a leader.
Captain.
And despite it all, we got our final Starfleet clearance to depart. So if you'll fetch Mr. Ermot, we'll knock out the final details of any outstanding repairs, and then we'll set out for Hotari.
Yes, sir.
You know, maybe he's having an off day.
Ready or not, here we go.
But it is one of those things where it feels like he's taking objections that people have to his decisions personally. That he can't trust you because you disagree. That's fucking retarded, but... I will say questioning in front of the crew is bad. That's why you do it
All
behind closed
departments
doors.
reporting full
Once the
mission
captain
readiness.
is given an order, you follow that order if it's lawful.
We've got our full complement on board.
This is my favorite moment, right now.
The start of a new mission is always full of possibility.
The Orion Syndicate could sell it as a drug.
Don't let the Admiralty hear you say that.
It's like they wrote him to be a
Captain
scumbag,
on the bridge.
and it just he feels icky to me, and I don't know.
Sit, everyone. You all know, I'm not big on speeches. We're embarking on the first mission since our refit. Let's make it a good one. Disengage docking clamps.
Get everyone. Yeah, maybe it's because it feels like he lacks military
Docking clamps
decorum and he's
released.
far too familiar for my
Thrusters
taste
ahead,
as a
Mr.
captain.
Handar.
Like, being familiar is one thing. You can be that, but when it feels like you lack all military decorum, that's very off-putting. Very off-putting. Beautiful. Oh, it was so nice. USS Resolute.
That should do it. Set a course for the Hotari system.
Apparently it is a
Ready to go to
giant
warp
fucking
eight.
window.
Aye, Captain.
You know what? You take this one.
Me? Engage.
Simple, but effective.
Easy. Thank you. I'm fine. Really,
You don't look so good.
They doing the thing. Oh my god. Is this thing. Like, what I don't understand is that
I have to get to sickbay.
if this is a problem, why doesn't she keep, like, it on her? Or have, like, some type of device installed?
Commander, help me get her inside.
You see what I mean? Because this actually is, like, when the chief science officer brought this up, this is a problem. Like, what the fuck? Why didn't she have some of it on her? Or at her duty station, even. That thing looks portable enough.
Well, that was quite a scare.
Like,
a few minutes more and it would have been one of the shortest tenures on record for a first officer.
Like, I'm gonna have problems with this.
Is that the engineer that was out on the hull?
That storm did a real number on him, but he'll live. Just needs rest. You should worry about yourself. Your duridium levels got dangerously low and destabilized your cell structure.
This is definitely one of the more memorable first days I can think of.
My name is Dr. Aram Duval, Chief Medical Officer. To be honest, I've never met a Kobliad before. You're...
rare. I know.
I was going to say special. Your people's numbers have dwindled, despite the Federation's efforts to find a more readily available alternative to the duridium you need to survive. Yet you joined Starfleet, and managed to thrive. I imagine the responsibility must be overwhelming. Maybe even a burden at times.
I know what it means. And I know the responsibility that comes with it. But I can't be anything more than who I am. And if someone has a problem with that, or expects something else, then that's their problem, not mine.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
And don't worry, I won't treat you like a science experiment. I just do the science and leave the experiments to Solano.
But
you don't agree with his methods?
But I like being a science experiment.
I don't agree with his definition of acceptable risks.
See what I mean?
The lives of your crew are at stake. My professional opinion is that the accident took a toll. More than he's willing to admit. He's overstressed, operating in the pressure cooker of his own mind. Which is never a good headspace when the lives of your
So why has she not filed a report about this? Like, he needs to be evaluated by Starfleet
now he's
Medical.
even further away from the thing he's been chasing his entire career.
That would be standard procedure,
Breakthrough discovery.
wouldn't it?
The major innovation. Something he can put his name on. But the more the time passes and the further out of reach it gets, the more risk he'll be willing to take. People become blinded by their own ambition.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let that
happen before.
I hear you. But that's my job, isn't it? To make sure that doesn't happen. And we don't lose sight of the bigger picture.
Which is exactly why I'm so glad you're here.
It's exactly what it is, yeah.
We need you now more than ever.
It's one of those things, like,
I have to admit,
an XO's first duty is to the
when I
crew.
heard what happened on the bridge.
Right? That's the entire point.
Just followed Solano's orders despite having better options in front of you.
At least in Star Trek.
Huh. I guess word travels fast around here.
It's a small ship, and everyone's curious about the new XO. Fortunately, your cell structure is almost completely stabilized. And I'll spare us both the lecture, but I do feel it's my responsibility to remind you, without regular infusions of duridium, you will not live. It's as simple as that.
How do their species even survive if they need some kind of like crazy medical treatment?
My work here is done.
Maybe they got exposed to something, I guess. Maybe, well, hopefully they'll tell us more about it. Because it seems kind of weird that they would even be able to like evolve
Lieutenant
or survive
Bedrosian.
or anything like that.
I came to see if you were okay. We were all pretty worried on the bridge. No one knew what was happening.
I'm feeling much better. Thank you. It's just part of who I am.
You don't have to explain to me. I understand. I'm just glad you're okay.
Something
you
weird about
trusted
her
me
mouth. I
earlier
don't know what
with
it
the
is.
shields, and I appreciated that. I want you to know that I have your back.
Thank you.
Well, funnily enough, I did it not because I believed in her. It's because I believed in what she was saying. That's based on my
Now,
esoteric
Carter,
knowledge of Star Trek.
The emissions that
gobbledygook
gave you
fucking
that burn are quite
bullshit.
unusual, like everything else that goes with this storm.
All right, we need to pause it real quick because I gotta pee. I'll be right back. Stand by. We'll be right back. For my big screen, stay tuned for more right here at the Tango Hotel. I started whispering and then I realized I have a noise gate, so my bad. Anyway, we'll be right back after these messages from my big screen. Stay tuned for more right here at the Tango Hotel. Alrighty, boys. Ooh, that was a good song. Alrighty, we're back. So we're in sick bay. We're playing as Carter, talking to the doctor. Phaser. I want to make sure I got everything. Oh, you can pause with enter. Okay, so it just brings up this. Okay, so we can fly a shuttle, tricorder, stealth. Oh, lovely. Okay. All right. No, do not exit the game.
Combination of hyronolin and lectrozine to counter the radiation effects. That should help speed your healing. She's come by a couple of times to see you already. Be brief.
It's good to see you awake again. I was starting to get worried. Not that you aren't in good hands with Dr. Duvall. You did take one hell of a shot, though.
Yep. Can't get rid of me.
Ah, come on. You know you can't get rid of me that easy.
Don't push me, Diaz. You do not want to see me try.
No, nope. I am not getting on your bad side.
I am a formidable enemy. Millie was looking in on you too, by the way. But since it's just us right now, I had a chance to think about this while I was away. And I thought it was important that I just come out and tell you. Instead of tiptoeing around it. Or worse.
It's okay, Miranda. You can tell me anything.
I know that.
Then come on. Just spit it out.
I'm trying. Let me talk. What I'm trying to say is, we've been really good friends for a long time. But I got back here and I couldn't ignore it anymore. I want to see if there's more between us than just being friends.
Sure. I like redheads.
You don't have to explain it. I feel the same way. There is something between us.
So, do you want to find out what that something is? If it's there
Well, right
for
now
you,
it's oxygen.
and it's there for me, why not give it a try?
Are you kidding me? I just said yes.
I wanted to be sure I heard that right.
Sorry to interrupt, but the patient needs to rest if he wants to get back to his old self.
I will say,
Of course.
one of the downfalls of these games that I'm really learning is the same. It was the same thing with Mass Effect. It was the same thing with the Dragon Age series. The options that you choose a lot of times do not actually express what your character is going to do. So when you say them, they either come off more flippant, sarcastic, or meaner than you meant to, when you meant to be respectful or something like that. Or you think this means a joke and it actually turns out it's an insult, right? It's kind of that thing. And I really just wish they would just show you what your character is going to say. They would just show the entire thing. That's all they need to do. That's it.
I'll see you again soon.
Yeah, I imagine it's something. It probably has more to do with Amazing Barrel. That if I had to guess, I would say it's probably more of a recent thing where they destroyed their planet via climate change, and now they're infected with something, or their cells degrade, or it could be like you say, where they barely survived, and now that they have the
Approaching the
actual
rendezvous
technology, they
point
can do it.
outside Atari space.
Helm, bring us out of warp.
Dropping to impulse.
Have we not been flying through a
Ionic
freaking
interference
ionic
surging,
storm
Captain.
this entire time?
Shield integrity holding.
We can take it.
We are at the correct coordinates to meet the shuttle.
Not wrong.
Commander Rydek, find us our diplomat, if you will.
Aye, Captain. Let's reduce the noise. Filter out environmental signals.
Fun
I
to
can manually
speculate,
tune what's left for Federation signal types.
The fuck am I doing? Okay, just keep on spinning. Keep on spinning. For some reason, my monitor just went off. That's what that noise was. I hate when you hit escape, it tries to exit the game. Oh, there we go. Okay, so okay, I understand it now. It literally wanted me to spin.
I've located the shuttle.
Really fast.
Opening comms.
On screen.
Shuttle to Resolute.
I hate when they do
Shuttle to
asteroid belts like
Resolute.
this because
Debris field.
asteroids are like so
Lost
far apart. It's not
maneuvering.
even funny. You'll never hit like really big ones.
Losing.
I can't get it any clearer.
It's not like they move that fast either. But this is
We won't get
yeah.
a transporter lock.
I hate when
It's
they
just
do that.
not happening.
Not scientific or
Power up the
realistic.
tractor beam. We'll pull them directly into the docking bay.
And it sucks.
Diaz, you good to run the tractor emitter?
Yes, sir.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Grayson.
Come on, Diaz. First thing, lock onto the shuttle and stabilize the rotation. We're pulling in debris.
I'm on it.
It's literally like managing recoil in a shooter. That's what it feels like.
That's gonna take out the shuttle. Diaz, the bridge. There's a large piece of debris headed for the shuttle. The tractor beam can't handle it.
Can our shields take it?
I believe so.
Commander Rydek, plot an intercept course.
On it.
We're gonna fucking ram the asteroid? Are you fucking insane, dude? Just use the phasers. What the fuck? Vaporize that fucking thing.
Here we go. Maneuvering thrusters bearing 53 Mark 17. 200 meters on an intercept course.
Maneuvering.
I mean, I guess if it's big enough, the tractor beam won't be able to handle it, but...
Got it.
Whoa! Someone's working hard on the bridge.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I like that, but fair enough. We'll roll with that. That's fine. Refocus the tractor beam. Why are they cheering? I guess under pressure, it's lower decks, so sure.
We got the shuttlecraft on board.
Good job. We're on our way down to meet them.
Like, sure, attaboys, yeah, but fucking applause? And the shuttle pad was a drift.
Terra firma, so to speak.
Oh my goodness. Really?
Ambassador Spock?
Spock? Wait, isn't he dead in the universe? No, he died in the new
Captain
Kelvin
will be right
universe,
down to
no.
meet you, sir.
In that case, I will wait for him here.
Okay. Yes, sir. Why would I say anything?
Well, let me be the first to say, welcome to the Resolute. Ambassador.
Thank you, Petty Officer...
Carter? Carter Diaz. Sir.
I am pleased to meet you, Petty Officer Carter Diaz. It appears I have you to thank for my safe arrival. Your assistance arrived not a moment too soon, if I may say so.
Oh, I had some help, sir.
Well, it wasn't all me. I got some help from upstairs.
A bombastic approach to clearing debris.
Ooh.
We thought we were prepared for our arrival in Hotari space, but it is evident my craft was not sufficiently robust for such intense ionic activity.
Fair enough.
The storm has been pretty intense.
There was an element that was most unusual. Before you came to our aid, our maneuvering thrusters and impulse engines were rendered inoperable. So we attempted a short traversal at warp speed, only to find that we could not achieve warp at all, even though our diagnostics computer showed no faults or anomalies. What do you make of that? When all indications say that warp speed is possible, but in practice, we find it is not.
I'd rather investigate than speculate.
A sound principle.
Take readings, run some additional diagnostic checks, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
Quite logical, Petty Officer Diaz. Thank you.
Ambassador Spock.
Excuse me.
I'm honored to have you aboard. I'd like to get right to it. We're already behind.
All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. I need to fix my monitor so I can run my stream because it's not on my computer. So I'll be right back. Give me a second. Freaking deadly case of unplug it and plug it back in. So sorry about that. I got enough monitors, but Jesus. All right, let's go. All right. Sorry about that. Provocation to very interesting. Sorry about that.
Ambassador Spock,
fucked up my
monitor. Senior staff. It's not every day that a captain gets to welcome a Starfleet legend aboard.
You flatter me, Captain Solano. But legend implies the past tense, whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
I didn't mean to suggest you were stuck in the past. You're right, Ambassador. Not the most diplomatic choice of words.
Your experience comes from the past, but our present situation calls for it.
True enough.
We were hoping you could fill us in on the details. We got the basics from Starfleet. Two formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of war.
Indeed, and the tension between them grows fiercer by the hour.
I love how they haven't named who they are yet. If we see it, what do we got?
Lydia and Hotari. The Lydians are the more advanced species. They made first contact with the Hotari over a century ago. This is Tau, the Hotari moon. It is rich in dilithium, and for decades, the Hotari and the Illydians have shared a mining operation there. The Illydians provide the technological resources, while the Hotari have served as the labor force. The stability of that arrangement was the source of their peace, until recently. The Hotari have suddenly and forcefully seized control of the mining operations and expelled the Illydians from their system. That is the official story, as told by the Hotari when they requested Federation mediation. But the details remain scant. Communications between all parties have been limited by the ionic interference.
Yeah, have the Illydians retaliated?
Have the Illydians retaliated against the Hotari? Or taken any action against them?
Surprisingly, they have not yet responded in kind. They were open to a Federation presence, But it is unlikely the relatively primitive Hotari forces would stand a chance against the Elydian fleet in open war. Left unchecked, this conflict will result in more bloodshed, which is what we are here to prevent.
And the dilithium trade hangs in the balance.
Clearly, the Hotari have been exploited in this relationship.
Okay. I knew that was going to go that direction. I knew that's where it was going to go. But can't Federation just make dilithium or recycle dilithium? I guess it's still better to... I guess you still need to expand your stores. So dilithium mining is not necessarily as big a business as it used to be, but I guess you still need it. I actually thought they could make their own now by this point. May have been mistaken. But I knew it was going to go to the, oh, they've been exploited and oppressed. I fucking knew it was going to go there. We'll see. We'll see. No, I don't want to exit you. Fluffing.
Maybe we can persuade them peace is the more profitable alternative for everyone. They both profited from the mines. And for the Hotari, something is better than nothing. Peace is our objective, after all.
That is correct.
Why are my only choices...
We can call it profitable or mutually beneficial, but at the end of the day, the Hotari are still being exploited for their own resources.
True peace is not merely the absence of war. And as such, this conflict will surely come again.
Neither the Elydians or the Hotari are members of the Federation, so we can't make them do anything.
There is an additional complicating factor I should mention. In the past, the Federation has relied on the Elydians as a source of dilithium.
Ah, so we are a beneficial party.
That certainly changes things.
Federation sources its dilithium from a lot of places.
Yeah, and this is one of them.
And this gives us leverage.
We could use that as leverage with the Elydians. They'll want the Federation to continue buying from them.
There might be something to that, Commander.
That's exactly what you do.
Putting that on the table could make the Hotari more hostile.
Given the Federation's involvement in the Elydium dilithium trade, Captain Solano and I must make every effort to appear neutral in these negotiations.
Let me ask you a question. If they're a primitive race that literally couldn't, like, let's say they couldn't achieve spaceflight, and then the Elydians come in and are like, hey, there's a big fucking moon that you got that's got a lot of fucking shit that we want. What we'll do is we'll build the place, and if you work in the mines, we will share the product with you. You can say that's exploitation, but I really don't see that on its face as exploitation. And I find, and this is the thing that I find distasteful about the direction that went, because it was either they don't want peace, i.e. they're terrorists. I agree with Solano that it doesn't matter, and we should try to, you know, do the mutually beneficial thing, or they'll still be exploited. What the fuck? like that doesn't mean they'll be. I said it because I wanted to see where it would go, so I did that. But it's just like, maybe I should have agreed with Solano because that's more my position. He's just kind of icky and I didn't want to agree with him, which is weird. But just on the face of it, it doesn't, why would it automatically go to exploitation? Why does it automatically go there? Like, imagine the Federation were doing this. And we found a society that just discovered warp, but they had a large amount of dilithium. And, you know, we made ourselves known to them. They welcomed us with open arms. They're like, yeah, we fucking love this. Fucking sure. Your Federation sounds great. And you want to build a mine on our moon and let us work it and learn how all the technology works and then share the product of our mutual production with us so that we can, you know, make our own starships and build our own shit. I don't understand how that's exploitative, right? When the people who supply the technology and supply the like logistics to and all that stuff to make it work, and the other party does all the heavy labor, if they both get something from that, because I mean, if the Elydians had just fucked off and they could have just taken it, especially if the other people didn't have spaceflight, and they would have never fucking known. You know what I mean? So maybe they did have spaceflight, but then they could have just fucked off. Right? They could have just okay, well, fuck you then. We'll just roll out. But especially if they couldn't mine the thing themselves because they didn't know how, or they didn't know how to exploit it, the mineral to its fullest potential. and these motherfuckers come along, and all they ask for is a return on their investment. They're just like, look, we're putting a lot of work in here too. You know, we want a little bit too, and that's fine. Why would that not be fine? I don't understand why that would be exploitative. Sorry. It's just it just yeah. But I like the fact that Spock's the actual reasonable one in the room, and I do agree that it gives us leverage with the Elydians that if they are exploiting them, which let's be real, they probably are. So they probably are. Then it will give us leverage with them diplomatically, so that we can use our trade negotiations with them, because we get a lot of dilithium everywhere, right? So we don't necessarily need their dilithium. We could probably get it from other places, and we have our own way able to recycle them with nuclear power and all this other stuff. With radiation, radiation exposure. Like, they literally built fusion reactors in the 24th century, not fusion, fission reactors in the 24th century to create the kind of radiation they needed to create these regenerative factories. It's kind of crazy that they did that. Because it's such an outdated technology, but it produces the specific type of radiation that could be used to regenerate dilithium crystals. It's pretty cool. So yeah. Let's see where this goes.
What worries me is if this whole thing unravels and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
We can't let it come to that.
I mean, won't they all be subject to it as well?
The storm has done to our ship and the Ambassador's shuttle. We have to assume the Elydian fleet has had problems with it as well. This recent surge in the energy disturbance temporarily levels the playing field.
How?
Commander Westbrook is correct. The energy anomalies around the Hotar systems have been noted in the past. But they have never been observed on the orders of magnitude we have seen in recent weeks.
But if the other ships are less advanced, wouldn't they be even more damaged and susceptible to all
keeping
that?
the two sides talking instead of shooting at each other,
right?
That actually helps us negotiate a peace.
And we'll take advantage of that as long as it works in our favor.
And when it doesn't?
All the more reason to learn as much about it as we can while we are here. We do not want to be caught unprepared, should the energy anomaly continue to fluctuate. So I trust we understand our circumstances.
We're operating on a strict timetable here, and we're going to be leaving for the negotiations shortly.
He just feels
Commander
slimy.
Westbrook, I want you to leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you all.
Dismissed.
I want to speak to both of you privately.
Ambassador Spock, I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
Commander, as you are aware, there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do in our official capacity as representatives of the Federation. But someone in an unofficial capacity, your first officer, for example, would not be bound by those restrictions. Commander Rydek could ingratiate herself to certain parties behind the scenes, where they may be more candid in revealing information that could lead to a resolution.
Yeah, because she can't make any decisions.
She certainly goes her own way. Maybe that helps in this case.
It would be unconventional, but I'm not opposed to it.
Whatever it takes.
I'm perfectly happy to work outside the lines.
And by extension, you will be doing your duty, Commander.
Just not too far outside the lines. Well, I hope Commander Rydek will have more luck finding out what really
as long as you got permission to break the rules.
Through official diplomatic channels.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
I didn't want to say it like that. That I want to operate outside the lines. I wanted to be like, whatever it takes, I'll do it. Even if it's something that I'm not comfortable with doing. That's kind of where I was going with that, but apparently that was the I'm not the diplomat. SS Excelsior. Man, that shuttlecraft looks old, dude.
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock?
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready. I need you both to ascertain the root cause of the system failures he encountered.
I'm surprised, Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I respect the Ambassador and his many accomplishments.
Here it comes.
But I do not derive any satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it were somehow transubstantiated through its association with him.
I love Vulcans, dude.
Especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with. I am not the chief engineer of this shuttlecraft.
When you look at it logically, yes, it is just a shuttle. No different than any of the others.
There is plenty that is different about it, and that is what you are to investigate. But please limit your findings to observable scientific phenomena.
We'll try to restrain ourselves.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report. Carry on.
It seems like he's warming up to us.
Yeah.
Even Chovok has to look at that face and know you've earned some real respect. And I have to admit that I owe you one. You were right to make me go first. I don't know what I was thinking. You did the smart thing.
You've pulled me out of trouble how many times? Call it even.
Okay.
Yeah, you remember the anomaly she blew up before it fried my face
track down
off?
that bottle of Sorry and brandy you're still on the hook for. But first, we have work to do.
Rock and roll, baby.
Ready to go?
All set. Let's run the diagnostic.
Yeah, and it's weird because it also implied that the shuttlecraft was just like any other, and it's like...
I know about your talk with Miranda.
I meant about the transubstantiation or whatever.
She sent me a Priority 1 dispatch right after your conversation. I'm happy for you. Both of you.
Silly,
Thanks.
silly, silly.
But I'm only going to tell you this once.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Don't screw this up. Because I would be very unhappy if you tried this out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later, I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms. That just isn't gonna work for me. And I know you'll respect that.
True, true, true.
You really don't believe in me, huh?
It's not you. Or her. Just running the numbers, and things don't work out more often than they do.
Mm-hmm.
I like my friends, and I like our group.
Be an adult.
I don't want to lose that. Is that thing done?
Yeah, it's wrapping up.
Your Starfleet officers.
Let's
Fucking
see.
deal.
The relays along the primary EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
Huh. Well, maybe the ship's data recorder can tell us something.
Yeah, you probably should have done that first, maybe. What are we looking at? I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty fucking cool.
They were only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp point. No faults, just those warnings. What are they?
Look it up.
Subspace variance out of tolerance. What does that mean?
It means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
How the fuck do you
Would
not
the
know what
array
that
going
means?
offline cause that?
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code.
Basically, your warp field is destabilizing. That's what that
Warp
inverted the
field
warp
became
field?
inverted suddenly.
What the fuck?
I've seen this happen when the center warp coil cracks.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a look.
Right? What the fuck?
There was a complete warp cascade failure.
Wow. They're lucky the shuttle didn't turn inside
I know,
out.
dude. That's
Makes me think the computer panicked on the warp field equation.
Any one of
The
these
computers don't-
failures should have
what?
thrown a fault.
If it was caused by a system failure.
None of this caused the relays to blow. Roll forward to when that happened.
Yes, ma'am.
He just called another petty officer ma'am. He works for a living, sir?
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
There. That's the relays blowing.
And look, There's another warp system alert.
They're all the same. Subspace variants out of tolerance, or warp inversions. Finally, there's a complete warp cascade failure.
Then it's one of two things. Either a warp coil is cracked, or the navigation array is offline.
That makes sense.
Divide and conquer.
Well,
You want
the
to check the
navigation
warp
array being
coils or the
offline wouldn't
navigation
cause
array?
those alerts.
I'll check the other. Let's not overcomplicate this. One of these systems is likely broken.
I'll check the nacelles for a cracked coil.
Right on. That's what I want to do. Yep. Let's fucking pop the hood, baby. Let's get it. I love being a wrench turner. Your track order, it can record and analyze data, looking through it to reveal the unseen. Use 2 to equip or holster your track order. Hold scan objects. You must be close to objects to scan them. Watch the frame of the screen to see if you are too far away. Okay.
Oh my God.
Some objects you can scan. You can activate a deep scan. You can activate a deep scan between deep scan. Use Q and E to switch between different scan modes. Search for glowing objects. The mode indicates on the track order will blink. There will be an object to find the mode. When you have scanned all the objects in the frame, will change color. Hold the analyze data. Okay, all right, cool. All right, so Q. Oh, okay. So radiation, chemical. The leading coils show evidence of routine maintenance and repair microabrasions from neutrino interactions. Okay. Radiation. What do we got here? In their standby mode, produce residual electromagnetic fields. No deviations detected. Got here. What's up, buddy? Is the captain still alive? Yes. The center coils guide the warp through the focal event, maintaining cumulative thruster. No fractures detected. Right? Complete scan.
I checked every coil on the port nacelle for imbalances. If any coil in either engine were cracked, I would have detected it. So, it must be the navigation array.
Except it's not. Checked and double-checked.
Well, the readings don't lie.
Here comes the security detail for the way team.
You got work to do, buddy. What are you doing?
Hey.
I'm not here.
We're escorting the negotiating team to the surface as soon as they come down from the bridge. I don't want to interrupt some important work. I was just hoping to see you before I go. The captain and the others will be here any minute now. Should be an interesting ride down to the surface.
You're the one with the important job to do. Keeping the captain safe. And Ambassador Spock.
Indeed.
It doesn't always feel that way. Baking in the hot sun, standing guard next to an empty shuttlecraft. But it has its moments.
Hey, Maris. Aren't these those button pushers you're always hanging out with?
And you're the phaser jockeys we always beat in Parisi squares, right?
Nice.
All aboard for Hotari.
I mean, literally, they press
That
buttons.
another one of the
That's
captain's
all they do is
railroad
press
things.
fucking button.
Gotta be. I just usually zone out by the time he gets to the whole, steam engines were the warp drives of their day part. Catch y'all later.
Nice. I like that guy. It's pretty
You
good.
don't want to miss your train.
Like, he took the jab real well. That's how you do it. I'm like, yeah, that's a
I
good
do
one.
have to go.
Fair enough.
Not gonna lie, I'd rather not leave right now. More important things on my mind.
We are on duty.
Do me a favor. Come back safe.
Deal.
No PDA.
Be seeing you.
The lower deck dalliance. Choose to date her. Excellent.
Etzelar de Diaz. If you could float back down to reality, we still have a ways to go.
Like, doing what we just did is, like,
All
bordering
right, where were
on
we?
insubordination
So
slash...
the warp coils in the navigation array are fine, but the nav computer doesn't seem to think so.
I'm out of ideas short of field stripping the shuttle from bow to
It's not
stern.
familiarity.
You want to take this out of the shuttle and throw it on the bench?
Oh, real hands-on maintenance.
Do that when you're not on duty. Yeah, I want to turn wrenches. Give me a fucking
The
hypo
nav
spanner.
computer is patched into the ship.
The ship's computer can double-check our work. If the shuttle's nav computer is putting out false data, we'll know it.
Let's run through the shuttle's logs again.
Running now.
You know how cool I think it would be to just be able to... Here we go. To be able to just crawl through Jeffrey tubes and take the ship apart.
Same. Warp field inversion and a cascade failure. However, the Resolute computer doesn't show the same subspace variance.
We're in the same conditions that the shuttle was in when it failed. Why wouldn't the ship's computer get a matching result?
What if the subspace variance was a momentary occurrence?
That's a possibility, and it would explain why the simulation under our current sensor readings failed to reproduce the issue.
But a subspace anomaly strong enough to cause a warp field collapse would leave graviton ripples for days.
Let's run with the
I have no idea
momentary
about that,
subspace
but
variance theory
sounds
for
good.
now. Roll forward to the shuttle's attempt to
That's
re-engage the
actual
warp
techno battle
drive.
right there.
We need the conditions of space around the shuttle at the moment of warp failure.
Resuming simulation.
Let's do it.
Error in warp field calculation. Cochrane formula variables are out of range.
That right there. Take the shuttle sensor data from that moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Warp field pressure return non-orthogonal. Results are undefined.
That doesn't help.
Wait, what if we use a different ship?
Put the Resolute into the simulation instead of the shuttle.
Yeah, it should work just fine. Unless... Computer?
A lot.
Run the simulation with the Resolute.
Missed a lot.
Resolute
Been great.
simulated.
Computer, give me manual control on the warp power.
I am absolutely giddy as a schoolgirl. Like...
Static field intensity, warp 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Warp pressure is destabilizing. Error in warp field calculation. The warp drive has experienced a system-wide cascade failure. Warp field collapsed. Subspace variance is out of tolerance. Cochrane formula results are undefined.
Bingo.
What-o?
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship. Whatever happened to the shuttle just happened to us. The Resolute will not sustain warp.
We can't leave Hotari space.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. That's not good. That's not good at all. You see everyone is still alive, I'm so disappointed. Yeah, I know, man, I know. That's the way it is, buddy. I like their ships, though, those purple ones. Oh my god, look at that vista, dude. Dude, that looks beautiful. Wow. Oh, as soon as I do that, okay. As soon as I turn it off. Like, it's, oh, wow, that was great.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solano, welcome to Hotari. We are honored you've come. My name is Tyler Saltaris.
It is a very
Minister of
interesting
Diplomatic
choice that made them
Affairs.
look like goblins.
The honor is ours. And this is Commander Jara Rydick,
I'm not gonna
first
say I don't
officer
like it.
aboard the USS Resolute. You'll find she has a keen mind and unique insight into the dynamics between the Hotari and the Lydians.
Very nice of you to say, Commander.
We
Ambassador.
are honored to be here as representatives of the Federation.
I'm so glad.
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation, the reigning authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But, either way, we're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
This is Galvin, and this is Citron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
I see. Yeah.
Let's hope this is the last time we ever have to come here.
Oh.
If you'll excuse me.
They really are the bad guys, aren't they?
I think we're about to begin.
Like, honestly?
Did you hear the arrogance from that guy?
Right?
I don't know what we're walking into here, but that guy was something.
Yeah, you're like...
Something about his tone tells me this won't be easy.
That was my sense as well.
I doubt he speaks for all of Hotari, so I would urge patience until we speak with their queen.
Fair enough. It's very rude of him to interrupt her. He could have waited and been polite about it. Okay. No deference. Why would you not? You stand before royalty of an alien
Ambassador
species.
Spock, welcome to Holtari Prime.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
Good relations
That
begin
the
with respect.
Federation would send one of their most respected representatives is not only an honor to the Hotari people and their queen, but recognition of our stature and importance.
Let's get on with it, shall we? With all due
How very
respect to the
rude.
Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule, nor yours. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Elydian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
I have a feeling I'm not going to be siding with those
has
guys.
changed.
Then you invite war.
And if you cannot remain silent, you will be silenced.
Yes.
But his point is well taken.
Slay.
What is the Federation's interest
Sorry.
in this matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The
so we do
Federation
see them
remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
For now.
Saying this wouldn't be easy was an understatement. I thought they wanted us here.
Yeah, she's tough.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Oh, no. My apologies.
And what about the Kobliad?
She's not
She
part
can
of...
speak for herself, can't she? Then let
Yeah, I like her. I do. I do. Why would you not just step forward? I don't understand. Okay. Oh, because she's beckoning? Okay, I got it.
Now then, what is your name?
Commander Jara Rydek, Your Majesty.
Being a Kobliad, you would know better than anyone. Your people suffered brutal treatment at the hands of the
There it is.
Cardassians. Their injustice towards the Kobliad is as
I see.
unimaginable
She's using
as
me
it
as
is
a political pawn.
unforgivable.
Got it.
Not unlike how we have been treated by the Elydians.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Hotari who attacked us. Hundreds of innocent Elydians were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
Wait,
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
Quiet!
They killed them all?
If after all the Kobliad suffered, you finally had the chance to right that wrong, to get out from under their control, would you take it? Or would you negotiate a peace?
I want to say I can't speculate on that.
I can't speculate on something that never happened, Your Majesty. Sadly, that opportunity never came for the Kobliad.
No, it did not. But we'd be wise to learn from their example before we too find ourselves facing extinction. The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy.
True.
It's widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock would have us believe you're here as a neutral party in the interest of peace. So why are you really here?
Well,
I want the truth.
For both.
Not your Federation rhetoric.
Oh, well, they didn't tell me to lie.
It's possible the Federation has an interest in both peace and securing a steady source of dilithium. One does not preclude or prevent the other. But that's just my personal opinion.
Given the Federation has done business with the Elidians for decades, I would agree. It's entirely possible, if not highly likely.
What they haven't said, but cannot deny, is a simple truth. The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without Elidian involvement.
Why not?
We created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari. We've given them warp technology. We've let them share in the profits. We've made their lives infinitely better than before dilithium was discovered. All of that goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their treachery.
What else did you do?
That is enough of your lies!
What else did you do?
The Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries. So tell me, who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on Tau? Who should the Federation recognize? The Hotari or the Elidians?
Really?
It can only be one or the other.
Really?
Not both.
Oh, this is really shitty.
If I have to choose only one, then it would have to be the Hotari.
Well said.
And do you know why? Because it's their goddamn system. Like, obviously they should, if they're gonna take it, they need to pay recompense to the Elidians for the machinery and the technology that they took. So there might be some fucking taxes for a little while, but once they pay for all that shit, then yeah, it's theirs because it's in their system. They shouldn't have like killed all those people.
How could the just and wise Federation make any other
She baited me into this, and the game didn't give me any way to.
Outrage. The Federation has lost all credibility.
The mines are ours. Elidia will not be deterred. We will take back our mines by any means necessary.
Then you will see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
He basically just called her out, by the way. That's what he did. That's what he just did. When he did that, he wasn't just calling out my character for what they did, but the political theater that she just enacted. He's calling her out on that, but allowing her to save face. That's what he's doing. It's good. It's good. It's good writing.
I suppose there is some sense to that. I hope we meet again, Jara Ryder.
Very nice. All right, boys. Well, unfortunately, that's going to be it for today's stream. Thank you very much. We are going to be back tomorrow. We are definitely going to be playing this probably from the start. I might do a little bit of news before that, but I think we're going to be here. So until next time, my dudes, it's been a pleasure. Let me make sure this will exit. Does it exit where and save where it is? Because I didn't see an option to save. Does it start at the beginning? Or does it start where I ended it? Oh, I have to do this all over again? Oh, that sucks. All right, well, we'll end up doing it. All right, boys. I will see you next time. Peace out, boys. Peace out.